Welcome back to the Criterion Backlog. This is episode 3, and today, it's kind of felt like it. We're going to watch It Happened One Night from 1934, right? Yeah. Frank Capra, big blind spot for me, not just because I haven't seen this film, I've never seen a Frank Capra film. And this is just an iconic film, and it was the first film to sweep the 5 major Oscar categories of picture, director, screenplay, actor, actress. So, not much else to say. Let's watch it, give some thoughts. Yeah. Alright, so, a little bit ago I got done watching Happened One Night, and I thought this film was fantastic. Very simple, easy watch. My first Frank Capra film, which is kind of surprising considering he's such a big name, especially in old Hollywood. But I thought this film was great. I wouldn't necessarily put it in like screwball comedy. I think there's just a tendency in my mind whenever I see like Hollywood film, 30s, 40s, 50s of like a dynamic between a male and a female, romantic dynamic, to kind of place it under that screwball comedy. But this film isn't like zany enough. It's more so, I guess you could call it a rom-com, kind of. But I like this film because of how simple it is, especially in its depiction of love, because the film is based upon sort of class and wealth, and how, I guess you could say, that divides people, and breaking down the barrier, you know, the Jericho wall in the film, breaking down the barrier and showing that love is universal and it has no barriers. Because the main character, Clark Gable, is separated from her mainly because of class and because of how they view each other based on their classes. More so him to her, like he's like, oh, you're spoiled, all this stuff, you're privileged, you're insincere. And how that sort of divides them, even though there is this common love between them that they have for each other. And eventually the wall does come down at the end, and I thought the ending was fantastic. I love that they don't show them reuniting. I thought that was a brilliant choice because it makes it feel more special to the viewer, because they can imagine what's happening between them. Like, what would they say to each other? Because it defies that sort of typical Hollywood ending. And, you know, they're running into each other's arms, and it's like, oh my god. Like, it defies that. Even though I'm not going to act like this is the most subversive film ever, but it knows what it is, and it runs with it with some, for this type of film, like, perfect direction. The camera work is... It's very, like, to me, I guess I would call it sort of invisible direction, where it's not very in your face. It's sort of just guiding the story along, but it looks great. The film has sort of like a glow to it in the lighting, which I guess adds to this sort of love and romance that the film is trying to communicate, especially in the scene where they're outside in the hay, and you get this close-up of her, and it's of them looking at each other, and just this yearning that it's able to display with the lighting. It's the glow that's coming from her, and the performances as well is just fantastic. The direction from Frank Capra is just so impressive, and I guess you could say unaware. Like, it's not trying to impose on the viewer, it's trying to just guide this story along. And I'm not going to act like it just like he just put the cameras like, shoot, that's not what I mean. I mean that he's like, it is a visually incredibly looking film, but in a way where it's not the main draw, and it's not the thing that it's trying to make the viewer realize. It's trying to support this story and support the feelings of the characters and the themes of the film. And also, the film was very funny. I really liked the chemistry between the two leads, which were incredible, by the way. Clark Gable was fantastic in this film. Claudette Colbert, I believe I pronounce it, she was fantastic. They brought a lot to their characters with their performances, a lot of nuance to their characters. And I thought that they were able to play out this dynamic very naturally, and not making it seem too overblown or over the top, which made the sort of ending of the film more impactful. And I love how it's just like the interaction between the the owners of the houses near the end, where they're just talking about them. I thought that was very funny and very cute. And then I really like the dad. The dad turns into like the nicest guy near the end, where he's like rooting for his daughter. He's like, yeah, don't marry this king asshole. Just go with that guy because you truly love him. After him and the guy meet, and it's just, I thought the film was very nice. Just a very nice watch about, like I said, the universality of love and how it has no barriers. And this came out in '34. I don't know exactly when the Great Depression was. I know it was in this period, but I forgot the specific year it was. Because this is a film that would sort of be more impactful during that time. It would make sense why it swept the Oscars, and that it has the message of money and class doesn't separate what matters most in life, which is love. Love for each other, and love for your partner and for your family. It doesn't divide us. And I think that's a incredible message that the film portrays, and I think during that time especially, it would have hit especially hard. And I don't know, I really liked this film. I thought it looked fantastic. Had some great production design as well. And I didn't expect the camera work to be as dynamic as it was, while, like I said before, still retaining that sort of invisible nature. So I would definitely recommend this film. Check it out. It's a fantastic film, not too long. I'd give it a 4.5 out of 5. And put it on the shelf, and I'll see you guys in the next episode of the Criterion Backlog.